Hi and welcome to our Magic Circle workout. Today we're going to give you a full body workout following our tensegrity 8-part system. It's going to be 45 minutes of stretching, releasing and stabilizing our shoulders and working our body fiercely through the abdominals. Now, a couple of housekeeping points when you're working with the circle is to know that when I say hang on to the handles, I'm talking about these things. If I ask you to put your foot inside the ring, it goes in and you might press onto the inside handle. When we're talking about shoulder stabilization, that means that you can move your arms by keeping some strength around these muscles at the back of your armpits. The ones particularly, excuse me for a minute, the serratus anterior, and into the deep rotator cuff muscles, which I'm sure you've all heard of because they're the ones that get a little bit vulnerable because we have our shoulders forward. But we're going to show you how you can broaden your shoulders. The first thing is open grip and close grip. So we're going to have an open grip, have the circle just below your sternum, or the top of the circle is at your sternum. You push it in, and that's always an exhale. But my elbows are actually trying to escape from my body. So they're going to the window at that side and that side. Because this is what helps you activate your serratus anterior. It's underneath your lats. They're the big guys that look fancy. So we're looking for more of a subtle achiever. So pushing your ribs to the side and your elbows to the side as you exhale. Then we go close grip and inhale and pull the circle apart. Now this is where you get your collarbone to smile. Those of you who know me know I love smiling collarbones because grumpy collarbones look like that. We've got nothing to be grumpy about, have we? Exhale, push, elbows aside, collarbone smiling. Keep the collarbone smiling as we inhale and pull the circle apart. Now I'm actually activating my glutes and hamstrings as I do this by squeezing my heels together, because we're great believers in there being efficiency of movement. Let's stabilize where we need it to be stabilized, that is through your pelvic floor and your abdominals, and the lower traps and your lats, so we can get some little quiet achievers of the serratus anterior to do some of the work as we exhale on the open grip and inhale on the closed grip. This is a way to be able to learn to strengthen muscles that are required without overworking the ones that are not required. These upper traps tend to like to work a bit more than they are required. So that's rule number one. Be able to use open close grip, exhale, inhale, handles push, handles pull. We're going to now go to an exercise that works our biceps but keeps our pelvis stable. So in this pelvic stabilization exercise, we're strengthening the arm muscles. So you want to squeeze your heels together still and have the inner thighs working, your glutes active a little bit. You can place your hands on your hips to remind you not to move to the side. So my elbow is bent. I push with an open grip on the exhale and inhale, release. I want my hips to push into the circle as the circle pushes into my hips. This co-contraction means that I will remain in a nice neutral alignment. Exhale and push, inhale, release. Exhale and push, inhale, release. I'm going to turn to the side as I do this to show you that your elbow is actually bent. And you can see I'm working my biceps, I'm keeping quite open through my pecs at the front for exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Swap the circle to the other side by putting a halo on and doing 4 little pulses, and the 1, and the 2, and the 3, and the 4. Halo time over, hip time on. Exhale and push, inhale, release, right on your hip bone. Exhale and inhale, elbow goes back, shoulder stays open, glutes remain active, and I am endeavouring to strengthen the muscles in my upper arm. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, open the ribs, breathe into your belly, get some air in, and exhale, squeeze it out and push the circle. Last one, and exhale. Now we go to a lower kneel, so popping yourself down onto your heels. Now any of you that have got any knee problems, all you need to do is find a small ball or a cushion and sit on that, and then you're not putting as much strain onto the front of your knees, which usually is because you've got pretty tight quads, and we can address that later. So now we put the circle on our shoulder. So here it is on my right shoulder, and I call this the parrot squash. All of us have way too many parrots living on our shoulders in life, and that's that little guy that goes, you're not good enough. Oh, does my bum look fat in this? Does my bum look fat in this? Well, we're all going to have a little chance to look at my bum over the next few weeks. So what we do is push the elbow away. Again, you're working your biceps, but not at the expense of allowing your upper traps to come up towards your ear. Because these guys are real tense mongers, they really get really stressed. They attach here at the outer level of your clavicle and come up to the side of your cervical spine. And if you're a bit of a what do you call that, clenching the jaw, gritting your teeth at this time where there's a little bit of stress going around, you'll probably notice that you're getting Herculean upper traps, and that won't do you any good. So let's squash the parrot, no negative self-talk, hips even, abdominals lifted, sternum nice and high, and collarbones broad. And exhale, push down, inhale, it releases. Exhale, push, a little bit of a nice little nod of the head because I don't want the tension to arise. Draw the abdominals in, inhale, release. My elbow is flexing a little bit, that's what allows me to engage my biceps. The halo comes back and we squeeze. 4, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, halo off. Other side parrot must go. And exhale, push down, inhale, release. Exhale and press, inhale, release. Now what's happening inside my head is I'm saying elbow, lengthen out that way. Because then I can feel my lats activating. The whole time my abdominals are drawing in towards my spine without moving my spine to give me the support through my pelvis that I need. And 2 more of these. Exhale, lengthen the elbow out, and inhale, exhale, inhale. Actually, I lied, that's 3. Exhale, and down. And that's a really nice shoulder stabilization warm-up. Let's mobilize the spine a little bit before we go into strengthening our abdominals. So you take your circle and place your hands on top of it. Your thighs are perpendicular to the mat, so your knees are almost under your hips. You hinge forward, and we're going to do 10 pulses, and we're endeavouring to remain in neutral, where your 2 hip bones are in line with your pubic bone. For a breath in, and 8 pulses out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and curl, head between your arms. Really stretch out your lower back. Push on the circle, open your sits bones, come to a neutral position with a slight extension in the thoracic spine. Breathe in, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and curl. Last one. And pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And coming all the way up, uncurling, we're going to take the circle and place it between our legs into our knee, inside our knees, for our aeroplane series. Now this requires a bit of stabilization through your shoulders because we will be moving our arms a little bit, but we don't want to get and lose all of that lovely shoulder work we just did. Our abdominals will be challenged, The aeroplane series is very challenging for the abdominals. If you find your hip flexors start to get a little bit tight, it means that they're working a little too hard, and I will show you an alternative for that. So I want you to take your hands, place them down by your sides, hinge back, and 10 squeezes with the circle. And 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, and in, exhale, and inhale. Keep lifting through the chest. Look out. For me, I'm very fortunate, I can look out to the trees. Maybe you can look out to the trees in the park next door, or you can look out to the neighbours, see what they're doing. Inhale, and 7, and in, and 8. And come back up. Now we straighten out our legs, place them nice and long, or if that's a little bit of a struggle on your hamstrings, you can come into what we call a tailor sit. But press the handle of the circle onto your sternum, lift and separate, as they say. Push the circle in so that you're engaging your elbow flexors, so into your biceps, keeping open through the collarbone. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to rotate and dip over to the side, a little tilt, and inhale to center. Exhale and tilt. Inhale to center. Exhale and tilt. Center. It's a squeeze. You can see I'm pushing the circle in, and then I let it release a little bit as I come through center. If I choose to do it with long leg, I push in and lean back. I can actually go a little bit further when they're long, but you must make sure they don't move. You don't want your hips moving. No shearing of those SI joints. Inhale, exhale and rotate. Inhale, center. Warming up those abdominals while you maintain your pelvis quite in a stable position. And exhale. So that's warmed us up to come for the more challenging ones where we use arms and legs together. So we will start with our rotation, so the twist, rotate, and then as we come back through center, we go into a C curve. So curl the arms a little, scooping through the abdominals and opening the ribs to the wall behind you. And then straighten the arms and come to neutral and rotate to the other side and curl. And rotate, and I say, as in life, if I want to rotate a bit further, I don't try to keep going where I've never been before. I actually release where I have come from, and then it allows me to go further. And then curl down. And when I go to the other side, I rotate, but I release where I've come from. So in this case, my right side, I release it away. And I can go further. And curl. Rotate. And curl. Rotate. And curl. Rotate. And curl. So this is twist. And tilt. Now come into your C curve. Straighten your arms up. And the more challenging position is where we rotate, but place the opposite hand down on the outside of the knee. And in this position, I'm pressing my opposite knee into the circle to help stabilize me so I don't rock off my center. So I push that, this is to my left, so I push my right adductor in. And I push my right arm into my left leg to help me rotate a bit further, and it's an extraordinary, beautiful release. I come back through center, take my arms up, rotate to the other side. My left hand is on the outside of my right knee, so I push my left hand in, and I push it into my leg, and my leg into my arm, rotate further and squeeze my left thigh inwards to rotate me up. And back through the center. Rotate, press, squeeze, reach. Open the collarbones. And back through center. Up, rotate, squeeze the arm into the leg into the arm, and rotate. Lift the sternum and center. So that one is quite a challenge for your obliques. The next one we're going to do is a very extended version, and I call it aeroplane banking. You know when an aeroplane banks before it lands? That's what we're going to do. We keep our torso nice and long, but it's quite challenging because we're not shortening the lever by flexing in any part. We keep long. So arms out to the side, rotate in this first instance to the right, so let your left side go. Hinge back to touchdown, unhinge, and come back through the center. Rotate and tilt, unhinge, come back through the center. Rotate, hinge back to touchdown, keeping your neutral pelvis and spine, unhinge, unrotate. Rotate, hinge, squeeze with that opposite leg, scoop in the abdominals, and then unhinge, unrotate. Rotate and hinge, unhinge, unrotate. Rotate and hinge and unhinge and unrotate. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hands down. Time for a hip flexor stretch. So the way we're going to do this today is come up into all fours. Take both knees over, both lower legs over to the right, and lift up your right leg and slide back. And lift up like a pigeon, and you should be getting a stretch through the right side of your hip. If you would prefer to get a nice deeper stretch, reach your hand up, and if you need a wall, you can hang on to the wall, or if you feel you've got the stability, just reach your hand up to the ceiling and sit back, and it's the stretch through the front of the hip. We're not stretching the glutes at this stage, just the front. Then come back up onto all fours and place your legs over to the left. Lift up the left leg and slide back. So your right heel is right below your left hip bone. Sit yourself up, lift up the left arm, sink back, but tuck under. If you just hang off your joints, you won't ever get the stretch that's required. Remember, stretching is taking the insertion of the muscle away from its origin. So reach up, lift for the stars, hold it to get that beautiful stretch in there, lifting through the abdominals and tucking your tail under, arms down, reach forward and come up to all fours. Take hold of your circle again. We're going to go into some abdominal work, and this is also preparation for teaser. So I'm going to ask you to place your feet in the inside of the handle, and we're going to bring the heels in and take the knees into tabletop, elbows out to the side. Now this is going to be your first challenge for balance, I'm sure. We inhale, and as we rock back off our sits bones, we pull with the circle. So we scoop and curl back, and then we come up. Scoop and curl back, scoop it, open your sacrum to the floor, and then roll up by pulling on the circle and lifting through your sternum. Inhale, exhale, curl back, roll, opening the sits bones, the SI joints getting a bit of a stretch, and pull with the circle, roll through that C curve and sit tall. Inhale, exhale, roll back. We're going to go a little further, roll all the way down and place your head on the floor and stretch your legs up. Pull your heels down or pull the circle down so your heels go to the ceiling. I'm getting a really nice stretch through my calves. If I pull it a little bit closer to me, I'm getting a more strenuous stretch through my hamstrings. Don't get too comfy because this isn't the stretch section. This is strength through the abdominals. Use the circle to your advantage. Pull on the circle. Push with your feet. Curl yourself up. Roll up, just like you're doing a roll up. And then sit up onto your sits bones, pulling your circle towards you. Then bend your knees and place them down. Hey presto, that's 1 rep. Got a few more to go, but this one I like because I feel like I'm in control of my body. We want to get some control back into our lives. So inhale, exhale, shins parallel to the floor. Get all of your stabilizers active from here to here. That we've warmed them up, we're ready to let them go. Inhale, exhale, roll off your sits bones. It's like a posterior tilt. Pull with the circle. Keep the control. Breathing out. Breathe in if you need to. Just keep rolling the spine down and breathing as you need to. Up into your demi-point. Drop your heels. Pull the circle towards you. Inhale, exhale, push the circle away, but pull with your hands. Use your hamstrings. They will help you in this. Scoop through the abdominals and then sit tall, right up onto your sits bones, elbows out. Depending on your level of balance, this might be a quick recovery down. That's okay. Always mask a mistake. That's what I always learned. And inhale, exhale, roll back down. Stretch, pull, inhale, exhale, push away up to your teaser. Inhale, down. One more, let's go. Inhale, exhale, roll back, stretch, inhale, exhale, push your legs away, pull up with the arms, and bend. Really nicely done. If you guys can get that into your bodies, it will feel fantastic. So we're going to do a little bit of a abdominal sequence here by placing the circle between your knees. We'll warm up by doing some curl ups because you've all done those. And putting your hands behind your knees, we roll down, reach the arms up, interlace the hands and place them behind your head. Make sure that your big toe and your little toes on the inside of your heels are evenly placed on the mat. Inhale, exhale, press your head heavy into your hand and slide the back of the head along the floor, curling up your head, your shoulders, shoulder blades, and even up to your lower ribs. And then inhale, retrace your steps 1 vertebra at a time. Exhale, curl up. Inhale and down. Little squeeze on the circle. And inhale down. Exhale up. And inhale down. And exhale. Holding your head up, lifting your heels, toes off the floor, squeeze, curl, inhale, exhale, rotate to your left, therefore press your right thigh in towards the center, reach your right elbow up to the ceiling, into the center, rotate to the right, your left leg squeezes in and your left arm reaches to the ceiling, and the center, rotate and reach. And inhale, center, rotate and reach, and center. You've got 4 more to go, that means 2 more each side, and center, and reach, and center, and reach, and center, reach, center, arms up, hold it, breathe in, curl higher. Breathe in, curl curl higher, bend knees. Sneaky little hundreds, breathe in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 62, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 72, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 more to go, and in. Last set, 4, squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, hold it, arms up, hands behind your head, reach your legs to the ceiling, squeeze for 1, and open, 2, and open, and a 3, curl higher every time for 6, and you've got 3 more to go, squeeze, and curl, and squeeze, last one, squeeze, tap down, lower down, arms out, and relax, just reaching up through the ribs. So that has warmed us up. We've moved a little bit by rotating the spine, flexing, activating the abdominals. Now we're going to use your brain. This one's called coordination. So the legs stay where they are, with the circle secure just above your knees. Make sure it feels like it's in the right position. Interlacing the hands, and this time you will breathe in to prepare, and as you exhale, scoop the abdominals and press your sacrum into the mat. Reach your elbows to the ceiling as you peel your feet off the floor, and they are in tabletop again. Another inhalation. Exhale, head heavy in the hands, peeling up the upper body. That's exhale. As you inhale, extend the legs but still squeeze the circle. And then as you exhale, we do 6 pulses of the legs. In, 6. Exhale, bend the legs. Inhale and lower. Exhale, peel up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale, lower, and inhale, rest. Exhale, peel up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale, pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, you can do it. And exhale. Inhale. X, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath into those ribs. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in. Exhale, down. Reach your hands to the circle. Place one foot down and the other. Bring your knees together. Rest the circle. And just give yourself a little pat through here because you've really worked.